Well, they confirmed when the lease is up, but she doesn't know the rate, so I have to call back tomorrow. Or call tomorrow to try to get the rate. And it's actually not a bad complex, at least the side that we're on isn't bad. We're on, it's a complex that has two sides, and we're on the smaller side, and it's not bad. It's just a new management company has taken over, and it's been really iffy since they took over from who we initially signed on with. And we did have a neighbor that was like really cool. He didn't do much. He didn't bother us. He went to work, came home. He went to work, he came home. But I guess he just had a 6-month lease because about a month ago, maybe a little over a month. It's been over a month. I didn't see his work truck out anymore. And I started seeing new people in the unit. And they've been a rather busy bunch. Like, she's got a dog. I used to think it's a she. That's who I see most often, but at the same time, I see. Anyway, she's got a dog and she doesn't take care of the dog properly. In that she doesn't walk the dog like my other neighbor does. Like most of the people do that have dogs. They walk their dogs. She doesn't walk her dog. She leaves her dog on the balcony and lets him do his business on the balcony. She leaves him out there all day. And that's a problem. Because I want to be able to sit on the balcony and not eyeball the dog. Not smell the dog's poop. Not deal with the dog. It's not the dog's fault. It's her fault. Because she's not doing her part. I actually like dogs. She knows. And he's actually a pretty decent dog. He stays on their side. He is nosy, but he stays on their side. He hasn't ventured over to our side. But like my husband says, when he gets older, he might get braver. Decide to come and dump on our side. So, alright. Yeah, that's a good thing I didn't walk the Family Dollar. I wouldn't have made it. Okay. Back to the humble abode. I might sit out on the balcony. Oh. I'm doing a little laundry too, because it needed to be done. It hasn't been done. Goodness. Hasn't been done in a week, of course, because I haven't been able to do it. And when the husband gets home, he doesn't have the energy to do it. Not that he can't. He's done laundry. He's helped in that area. But, oh, Jesus, be some strength and some energy right now. I have a seat. But, oh. living room is not clean. And it's not bad. I'll turn it. Uh-oh. Oh, it doesn't want to turn around. Sorry. That I was going to turn it around, but it doesn't want to turn around. It's not bad. I got to get this together. But it's not bad. It just, it's just we didn't put any of the groceries away, the non-perishable groceries that we bought before. No, after I got home. Because the husband went on a shopping spree after I got home to get something to drink because, excuse me, we like variety. And I'm not a big soda drinker. But every once in a while, something other than water or juice is good. The variety. So yeah. I bought curtains for, finally bought curtains for patio door. Or the balcony door. Whatever you want to call it. It's a balcony. The patio is on the first level. I know better. Bought curtains for that door. But I did it right before I went into surgery. Like, I did it that Monday. And I haven't been back to the store to get the curtain, the sheer for the living room window. Like, okay. The living room window, the balcony door, and then this window here. So I got the one for the balcony door, but I didn't get the sheer for the windows. Yeah, and actually I might not get a sheer. I might get a solid colored curtain, and I'm going to get a solid color curtain and possibly a sheer for here. And I do still have to get sheers for the balcony window, the balcony door. And the curtains that I got is it has a pattern in it. I would get up and show you, but I'm just tired right now. It has a pattern in it and multiple colors, like three or four good colors, and I can pull from the pattern one of the colors and match it up for the other windows, because I actually have to get some for the bedroom window too, but I ain't showing you how the bedroom window. That really is a mess, that bedroom. Because I got clothes everywhere trying to sort them, and then we got two huge comforters sitting on the floor that need to go to the laundry, but I can't do that right now. So again, I can't drive for 2 weeks. I can't drive until the day of my post-op visit with the doctor. That's the day that I can go back to driving. And the husband has already said he's going to take that day off work so that he can go with, because he just wants to hear what the doctor has to say. So, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But that will be the day that I can drive again, and that's a whole week away in a day. So like 8 days away, because I'm not even a week from surgery yet. I'm not even a full 7 days from surgery yet. So in 8 days, I'll be able to drive again. So we'll have that hour-long drive to Dallas, and hopefully it won't take a whole hour, because it's in the afternoon, and we may take the streets though. If we take the streets, then it'll take an hour. If we take the street, yeah. Instead of getting on the highway, which I don't have a problem getting on the highway, but we like to sightsee. I like to sightsee. Actually, we both like to sightsee. I shouldn't just say I. We both like to sightsee. It's just I'm the only one that really gets a chance to do it, because I drive more than he does. I get to work, and when I get off work, I have to be there at 7. I get off at 3:30, so I have a good hour and some change before he gets home, because he doesn't, I got more than that. I got, yeah, an hour and some change, because he gets off at 5. Some days he gets off a little early, but most days he gets off at 5. And he's not typically home until 5:45, just because of the traffic, even though he only works 30 minutes away. And that was one thing that we said that we had to have. We didn't want to work more than 30 minutes away from where we lived, because we both had a longer commute, and we were in Chicago. So, but yeah, so I get an hour and some change before he gets home. And most days I just come on home. But there are some days where I just kind of drive around a little bit, you know, run some errands, or just drive around. And again, forgive the noise, but I got the washer going. And I think I'm only going to do the 2 loads. I've already done 1 because we needed some clean towels. And now I've got the whites in because we both need white socks and he needs white t-shirts. But anyway, so I get that time to, you know, explore a little bit. And since I have been the only one driving to Dallas over the last couple of months, you know, in preparation for this surgery, I would just hit the highway and not take the streets. But with him in the car, and it's only because I would leave work at 2. And my appointment was at 1, or I'm sorry, I would leave work at 2. My appointment was at 3:30, or yeah, 3:30 usually is when it was. So I knew that it would take me longer if I took the streets than that hour to get to Dallas at that time of day. But it took us just over an hour to get there to the hospital that morning. I had to be there at 8:30, and we left the house at 6:30 just to make sure we had enough time because of the morning traffic. So we left the house about 6:30. We got there at 7:30, and I was glad we got there at 7:30 because they prepped me before the scheduled time. So I got into, even though I got into surgery on time, they still needed that extra time to prep me for the surgery, which I was glad about. I'd given them. But anyway, so I typically take the highway to Dallas, but with him with me, you know, I took the streets because we just wanted to waste a little time, not get there super early. And we'll probably do the same thing next week when I go back for the post-op visit, is just take the streets, because we like to venture out. We like to see what's around us. We have family here that all she knows are 4 corners. You know, she knows how to get to work, or she knows work. She knows the shopping centers around her. She knows her kids' school, and how to get them to the various activities, but she doesn't do anything other, and she knows how to get to another family member's house, and a close friend's house. She doesn't really venture out, and she's been here for 4 years, you know, and she doesn't really get to venture out. And I understand that because, you know, she's a single parent, and she, you know, this is what her focus is. Her focus, you know, is her children, her work, and her close family and friends. So she doesn't go anywhere else. Whereas we're here without our children because our kids are grown and back in Chicago, and we venture out. We find various places to go eat because, and I told the husband we need to start a food vlog, one or the other, both, because we do like to venture out to eat, and we've been doing that for years. I mean, living in Chicago, we would drive to Indiana to get something to eat. We would go to the different suburban areas to get something to eat just because we wanted to try something different. And different in that it was just a different place. I'm adventurous in the food department. He's not so adventurous. So he wouldn't try Indian food or Ethiopian food, but I would. So, but yeah, I'm kind of rambling a little bit. It all connects though. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. So yeah, I've got a little rest now. So I am going to, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to try to finish up what I started yesterday with going through my journal, pulling out the bits and pieces that I need to, dogs in the balcony. So I guess I won't be on the balcony because I doubt that she's come out and cleaned up the dog's poop. But yesterday I started going through my completed journal just so that I could pull out the bits and pieces that are really very important for the journey that I'm on right now. Because as I've said, my goal is to, while I'm home, to get some writing done. One of the things is to get some writing done. The other is to pay more attention to my vlogs, my blog, those things that I put into place a while ago before we moved here. And so a few other things that I need to do, one of which is getting organized. And excuse me, I started the process of getting organized before the surgery, but I got a lot more stuff to work on with the organization. But yesterday, getting back to yesterday, I started going through my journal and pulling out those nuggets. So I'll probably spend an hour doing that again, maybe more, depending on how I feel. I have no idea what time it is. I'll take that back. It's almost 11. So yeah, I'll probably spend an hour doing that. And then check some emails, or maybe I'll check some emails and then do that. Check my emails, make sure everything is good. Spend an hour pulling out those nuggets. And I'll see how the rest of the day goes. By the time, I might take a nap. Haha, might do that. But yeah, so the washer has stopped, but the dryer is still going, so I can't pull the stuff out right now. But yeah, that's gonna be my day. So I may get back on, I may not get back on. I found a few great nuggets yesterday, and I was really glad to see them. Really glad to see them because they just kind of energized me for a bit. I'm going to try to minimize my distractions, or dismiss them, as this other sister says, dismiss them. Because I got distracted yesterday when I started smelling the dog's poop on the balcony. And that just kind of threw me off because I had set the atmosphere. I had put on some soothing music in the background. I had the chair out there. I was on a roll, and then I started smelling the dogs. You know, the scent just started wafting over from their balcony to ours, and it was just really too much for me. And then I began to notice things that I should not have noticed because my focus was thrown off. So I began to notice the wasps flying around. I began to think about, okay, yeah, I left that thing in the truck and still haven't brought it out that might trap the wasps. Then I started looking up ways to naturally get rid of them. What plants could I use to get rid of them? And, you know, then I noticed the bugs, the flies, the ants. So I got really thrown off with that. And the music in the background didn't even matter. And what I was intentionally, what my intention was blown, you know. So instead of me dismissing the distraction, I let it take over. So my goal today is not to let any distractions take over. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. But yeah, maybe I'll eat some lunch. I don't know. I did take out my steaks, so I will at some point start prepping dinner because I do need to marinate the steaks a little bit. and probably at some point start cutting up the potatoes and onions. My husband loves potatoes and onions, so yeah, I'll probably do that and prep the bell peppers so I can cook them, the bell peppers and onions, so that I can cook the steaks in those as they marinate, or get those done as the steaks are marinating. But yeah, so that's enough of the rambling. I've been in this spot for a little bit now, so with that, I may get back on, I may not get back on. It all depends on what's going on. So, but just in case, with that, peace and blessings. Remember to walk in your purpose and know that I appreciate you. I don't have a spiritual nugget today. Maybe it'll hit me later. If it does, I'll get back on and give you that nugget.